What's up everyone, this is Alexander aka Shadow and I'm here with the one and only TKC representing Labis and Team Gates.
Gates too, yeah.
So this was a top 4 deck profile of TKC in Orangeville, Ontario. So where do you want to start?
Well, I'll start off by saying that this is pretty much keeper control from Team Gates, except nature is more than just root traps, and it worked out really, really well. The deck is 60 cards. It's a really fat deck. Felt like I was playing Magic the Gathering, and my hands were hurting after shuffling, but whatever. It all worked out. So I started light. Exact same thing as keeper control. Like, you have to have the 3 of each keeper because it just works so well. Getting back all your spells and just drawing off of this guy over and over again, and then going for game with that. I don't think I really need to explain this. Light section is like super standard.
Okay, so we're gonna go to
water, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Water is different. So 3 Tritonus is just so good. It was funny how like Infernus was like considered the better one, and then Tritonus was like, no, it's crap. And then people use 1, and then 2, and then Vu also on Team Gates used 3. And we're like, okay, you have to use 3. It's a +5 and locks and stuff. So play 3 of that. 3 Logos and 3 Crystal is pretty standard, I guess. And then we included Bottle in the deck because we realized that our deck was 60 cards and we had not enough Shield Blast. So we figured that if we're maxing out on this, maxing out on Andromeda and all that, we might as well just use Bottle to have a chance of getting them out quicker.
And how did it work out with like 60 cards in your deck? Did you get off your good cards with Bottle or?
Yeah, I mean I bottled into Andromeda twice, but that's because I had a horseshoe up my butt.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and other
against
stuff,
Rush, right?
Yeah, against my teammate over there. Russell. No.
So yeah, this is. So actually, yeah, this is Russell, another member from Labis. He
Yes.
top 8 with Drakon Rush.
Only one who top 8.
Baseball, man.
Baseball. Okay, so yeah, so I bottled into Andromeda against him. That's how I beat him.
Yep.
And yeah, so I was lucky. But other than that, nothing much going on in water. Darkness.
Let's go to Darkness, which seems pretty standard.
It's also the same thing as keeper control, but we took out the Scaradorbles. Because, well, they died to Barrage and all these things that, like Heat Seekers is another one too. So I figured we could just take that out and use a better blocker in the deck, which I'll explain later. Yeah.
And Suffocate, you told me that it was still pretty good.
Was still really good, yeah. Like, especially against Greed. Like, when I played against Greed, basically I would just search for this and then destroy all their birds, and then, like, make my keepers run over their keepers, because people are running keepers in Greed today, which is crazy. And yeah, so we're gonna go to nature now.
Which is really different from...
Super awesome. Yeah, nature is completely different because the original keeper control only used root trap. So we're gonna start with Gigahorn. This card was super, super good all day. I don't know if I want to say MVP, but it was really, really damn good at like getting the Lyras turn 5 against the aggressive decks and just locking them down with multiple Lyras, removal, and then you just play Andromeda, Tritonus, and you win.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So yeah, talk about maybe Slumbering Titan.
Oh, Slumbering Titan. Yeah. Yeah, this was a really funny story. So this was obviously a product of Aiden drunk in the morning and making a deck.
Yep.
So.
Like he always does.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Because at Massachusetts, like, I forget who it was. I think it was Matt Robinson of KaijudoScope. He ran a deck similar to this where he was like mana storming into Skull Shatter and then win. So we figured that if people are going to look into that strategy and go for the early Skull Shatter like they used to in the last format, then we might as well run a Slumbering Titan so we could mind game them. Like if we go second, you could Gigahorn into Slumbering. It's like, oh, okay, you could Skull Shatter me now, but I have a big Lyra body on the field and you have to deal with that too. So... or how I like to call it, it's like a condom against Skull Shatter, but yeah, anyway.
And so did you play today?
Yeah. First round was probably the best, because I went against Water Dark Fire Control that used Grudge Weavers. So I would just like take my Keeper of Laws or something, Piercing Judgment it, kill it, and then discard Slumbering Titan and play it on the field.
Oh, nice.
I did that twice in the same match. And I think I did it once against Control Mirror, which was pretty cool. He's like Squillis Slumbering. So, okay. Reap and Sow was decent, I guess, but like with the Tritonus and the Logos, it wasn't needed that much. And the Mana Storm too. Like basically this is ramp and draw, but my ramp and draw is like that and that Tritonus and Mana Storm. But you know, at late game it's really good when you have Tritonus. You just reap and sow, dig for blockers or something, and lock stuff down. But that's it. Mana Storm was super good. Like the basic thing was like memory, Mana Storm, Shatter. But that didn't happen too often today, so it's mainly to get into Andromeda because there was so many aggressive decks there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did also all day.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was not many control decks, not many. There was a lot of rogue stuff, and then traps. Don't need to explain that. Multi-civs. So Strider, same thing. 3 Striders is just super good against rush or aggressive decks, and the 4,000 power is so relevant. It just gets over a lot of things like Laser Arm Drakon or blocking Skilled Impaler, which is really good. And so yeah, so we took out the Scaradorbles for Full Metal Lemon.
Yes.
Which is awesome. Such a good card. It's another way to get into Andromeda early. You could just like play that and then just chump block with it, and bam, you get Andromeda turn 6 or 7, which is super good. I'm surprised I even beat Rush because like it doesn't look like I'm really that prepared for Rush.
Yeah, but bottling into Andromeda.
But bottling into Andromeda works. Yeah, it wins games. Like Drizzer at the tournament, he ran a deck very similar to this, and he just lost round 1 to Russell over there.
Yeah.
Zoom and like Drizzer was like he got beaten like 5 minutes or something. It was really crazy. And then Drizzer had to play another one round 2 and he lost to that as well. And he had like 8 blockers. He was like fully prepared for it and he still lost. And I was like, oh, I'm just not gonna go against Rush, and I still beat Rush. So I don't know. And then 3 piercings, pretty obvious shenanigans with Keeper, Dawn, and School of Scourge. I only used 1, and I didn't really use it that much all day. I used it like once or twice, because it was always in shields, or in my hand at the start, so...
So did you ever bottle into School of this?
Nope. See, KaijudoScope is right. Like, you're never going to bottle into that, so... Yeah, because it's usually late game that you hard cast it, and if it's casted early, well, you're going against aggressive decks,
so,
where it's good to play it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it, guys. So... What, Keeper Control version 3, I guess, if you can call it?
Pretty much.
So yeah, this is Alex and TKC signing out.
Sign off. See ya.